Hey guys, Ted Miller from Wilson Road Woodworks here. Table saw behind me is a Shop Fox W1837. I bought this in January, upgraded from a really old, really not so nice saw. So the saw blade that came on it was just a generic Shop Fox. I don't know who made it, no name, generic blade. Just like most table saws you buy, they don't really put a great saw blade on there. They just put something on there to ship it out the door. And this is a combination blade, and it worked okay, but it really, I wasn't too happy with it. It seemed like it worked way too hard, made me work too hard, made the saw work too hard for what the saw is. It's a two horsepower motor on there, and while it's by no means a beast by a lot of standards, it should be more than sufficient for what I was doing. And it was tearing out, it just wasn't doing a great job. So I've been meaning to buy a new blade for it and just haven't. And the other day, Mrs. Wilson Road Woodworks blessed me with a brand new Freud saw blade. So this is a next generation, it's a Freud Premier Fusion. It says next generation. This is a general purpose blade, ripping and cross cutting for a lot of different materials. Says solid woods, veneers, melamines, hardwoods, softwoods, just about whatever. So it's not necessarily the top of the line blade for a specialized purpose, but it is a good general purpose blade. And I actually already had this on the saw, and I'd made a few cuts with it earlier for a project that we're working on. But I thought I'd take the blade off just so I could see what it says on there and let you know about it. So kind of let you know a little bit about this blade and how it cuts. So this is a thin kerf blade. And thin kerf blades are good for smaller table saws like this one, as far as motor size goes, 2 horsepower or less, because it makes the motor work a little bit less friction, less width on the blade. So I'm going to pop this blade on here and let's see what it will do. So I already had the old blade off, of course, and was all ready to put this on and thought I'd do a video. So while I'm putting this on here, please by all means like the video, subscribe down below. Plan on doing lots of videos with comparisons and projects and whatnot, and it's always a good thing to show the YouTube gods that people actually like your stuff. So if you don't like it, of course, don't like it. But if you do, if this gives you any good information, then by all means, please do that. And definitely comment below. I'll do my best to respond to comments as well. So that blade is on there now. So I'm just going to make a couple of quick test cuts on here. I didn't mention it, but it was unplugged for doing the blade change. So just so you know, I'm not going to turn on the dust collector because that makes a lot of noise for the video. Safety first, glasses. I'm going to start with, I think I'll start with just a basic cross cut. So this piece of wood that I'm playing with here, I'm actually not even sure what it is. It's some recycled wood, but it is a hardwood. It's not super dense like a hard maple by any means, but it is definitely a hardwood. We'll just do a little cross cut here and see what it looks like. Raise my blade just a little bit. And what I've got here is an Incra Mitre gauge. It's the Mitre 1000 SE. We'll talk about that in another video. So, not sure how well you can see this. For a general purpose blade, this made a really nice, clean, very smooth cross cut on there. There is, I'll take my glasses off so I can see it. There is really no tear out to speak of on here. It's nice and clean. That is seriously contrasting from that old blade which tore out terribly, and it pretty much cut like butter. So it went pretty easy there. So I'm going to set this up now for a quick cross cut, and quick rip cut, and let's see what it does. And I'm going to use, I also just got these recently. We'll talk about this another time too. Grippers, great safety device for the table saw or router table, etc. I'm just got these, so I haven't used them a lot, but so far I'm really impressed by these and how, not just how safe it makes me feel using the saw, but also just confidence. It allows me to use the saw much more confidently because it's just safer. You know, when I use this, my hand is never going to contact the blade. It can't because this is here. It's got some great grippers, stabilizer, all that stuff. So I'm just going to make sure that I've got this lined up right. Looks good. So let's see how this does. This is probably about close to 5/4, I would say. Let's see. Yeah, it's 1.1/8 thick, so not super thick, but enough to make the saw work just a little bit for a piece of hardwood. So let's see what it'll do. I'll cut this side of it. Let that blade stop here and grab this one. So, yeah, this is kind of nice and smooth, whatever this is. Boy, it almost looks like a piece of walnut. It's actually kind of dark there. It's actually a piece of reclaimed wood. You can see where there were some nails in there. That's not from the saw, that's where it pulled out some nails. But again, you can see this is, it'll focus, nice and smooth, you know, really nice. Definitely smooth enough for like a glue line, things like that. And it pushed through like nothing. It was like butter. Really, really nice. So definitely impressed with that. For a project we're working on earlier, I did a bevel. Same thing. The ends, really nice cross cuts. Really nice rip cut at a bevel. Nice sharp profile without tear out on the ends. Really impressed with it. So again, this is a Freud blade. Definitely recommend it. Actually, I don't think I mentioned what the tooth count was. I believe this was the 32 count. Let's see here. I'll just bring it up here just to make sure. Yeah, it's going to cover it up. So, yeah, that's a 40 tooth cut, 40 tooth blade, and thin kerf. Good deal. I'm going to put a link down below for you guys if you want to buy it. Great. And I'll get a little bit of credit for it or not. It's up to you. So have a great day and be sure to subscribe. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.